Willie, appreciate it. We haven't seen him on track since he destroyed the opposition in the Supreme Novices last year.
Yeah, we were preparing him to go novice chasing, got a small setback. It got very late in the season, and then we decided, you know what, we'll change and we'll go back hurdling. And we thought, well, look at the champion hurdle, and just the way things worked out, we haven't got a run into him, which I'm not too worried about. You'd like to have got it in, but anyhow, I decided I'd rather keep him fresh and train him for the race.
Cheltenham experience last year and stand him in good stead.
Oh, hugely, yeah, I think so. And you know, it's the same track. He's got same course, so the form of that race, I think, has worked out. His form prior to that race too. I mean, when you look at what he beat down in Mallow, I think it was Master McShee, who has gone on and been very good this year. So it's where we are now, and we have a horse with a lot of ability. Seems to be in good form at home.
Plenty of schooling between now and Cheltenham to get him sharp, or is that all been done?
It's been done. He'll probably get a pop, all right, but we're happy the way things have been working out for us.
Queen Mother Champion Chase, Energumene.
Yeah, Energumene and Chacun Pour Soi, two runners there. It's going to be hard, I think, for Energumene to turn the tables with Shishkin. You know, that was a tough race when they met, and Shishkin made 1.5 hours, I think. You know, we didn't make any. We got everything going right for us, so unless we have a complete change of tactics or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Chacun Pour Soi, I don't think has ever played his A game going across to England. I was very pleased with his last run in Leopardstown, hoping then that if he could bring that form across to England, I think he might give both of them something to think about. You're
going to change up his routine a bit pre-Cheltenham, you've been talking about doing.
Yeah, we're just going to go a lot easier with him, I think. He might just appreciate going there a little fresher.
Paul Townend, if you were him, what would you do? Who would you ride?
I imagine Paul would probably ride Energumene, but if it was me, I'd probably ride the other fellow, so there you are. I like Chacun Pour Soi, but I do know that, you know, I suppose Paul would look at it and he said that fella just doesn't bring his A game across to Cheltenham, and he might have a better chance with Energumene, so we'll see.
Album photo, Cheltenham Gold Cup.
Yeah. I was disappointed with him about 3 weeks ago. Since that, he's done 2 lovely bits of work, and I'm happier with him. Paul is happier with him. We just try and keep him in that zone from now until Cheltenham, and you know, he's been there, done it. It looks an open enough race, I think, this year, so it's all to play for.
Manila Cocooner, bit of a revelation, got a fine ride at the Dublin Racing Festival to win.
I think Danny gave him a great ride, but I thought the eye-opener was the way he jumped and how he travelled. Possibly, you know, people weren't minding, the other jockeys weren't minding him in front. You know, did he get a freebie, or was he there because he was able to be there and put the others under pressure every time he had a good jump, and then Danny was able to get a breather into him and on down to the next jump. His style of racing might lead you to believe he should run in the Ballymore, but possibly, you know, we'll look at the other race to the Albert Bartlett and we'll decide near the time.
Willie, the Sporting Life Arkle, of course, cracking 2 mile novice chase. You have a trio of challengers for this year.
Yeah, Blue Lord, I suppose, automatically the first one you go to, fell in the Supreme Novice, going booked for second last year, so that means he handled the track, the trip. He's been very good, winning his 3 chases this year. You can't ask for any more. I think he gave Gordon Elliott's good mare £9 the last time. And then Horton Couleurs was good, winning at Christmas, and then he fell Dublin Racing Festival, but St. Sam, and now Horton Couleurs ran well in the Triumph last year, so he handled the track. Then get back to St. Sam, who was very impressive, winning his beginners in Fairyhouse, I think, and then came out and was 3rd in Leopardstown, which is good, and he ran a cracker in the Boodles Fred Winter last year. So that shows he handled the track, you know. So I think we've got 3 nice cards to play in that race. However, they all tell me Edward Stone is going to be very hard to beat. I haven't seen any of his races, but our 3 go there in good order.
St. Sam and Arkle might not have seen the best of them yet. They've had different.
I hope not. Yeah, they're to me, watching them at home, I think they're very good, very decent horses, and I'd be disappointed if we can't get a grade 1 out of them somewhere, either in Cheltenham or Punchestown or somewhere later on. Next season. They're very good horses that just need a little bit of luck.
Classical Dream, awesome winner over 3 miles at Punchestown last year. Leopardstown at Christmas again.
Yeah.
Beat the previous year's winner, of course. Not as good in Gorn.
Don't know what way it's going to finish, but I'm fascinated to watch the start of the Stairs hurdle, because Classical likes to get on with it. So does, I think, Flooring Porter. Mm-hmm. And Paisley Park has his own way of dealing with the start.
In another way, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering, will there be false starts? Will they have to standing start? What's going to happen? The start is going to be so important in this race. Our fellow stays 3 miles, jumps well, likes Cheltenham. We're there with a hell of a chance anyhow, but I think the start is, which is a funny thing to say about a 3 mile race, but it's going to be crucial in this particular 3 mile race, I think.
Especially with the quirks of the opposition.
Yeah, they all have, well, we've quirks, the opposition has quirks, and you might find some 66 to 1 shot winning it, just maybe getting a good start, but we'll see. It's going to be a start worth watching anyhow. Are you surprised to see him in the Stairs hurl? He looked a champion hurl prospect one time. Well, I thought he would be the way he jumped, but in fairness, Ruby always said that he needs to go further. He thought he just had one gallop rather than speed. So while he looked fast, he could keep that gallop up for a long time, and I think that's Ruby thought that all along. Very good, of course, at Christmas. Gorham Park things didn't go to plan, but fresh and ready for Cheltenham. Yeah, I think I was probably I fell into the trap of going up the road to try and sneak a prize, and I'd probably given him too much of a break after Christmas. I thought how he won at Christmas, he was fit enough. It didn't sort of work out that way, but anyhow, there we are. We're a little bit wiser and hopefully be better in Cheltenham. Brandy Love, not a great watching fairy house for you. No, I mean, she's always had a little bit of a tendency to go left, and now that Allegory is out, imagine she's possibly was clear favourite before that, but I think going left-handed will suit her. She'd be a good bit straighter, I think, for this race as well, and she looks an ideal representative for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. We will have a good few runners in that race, but her form at this point in time looks the best. Was it surprising to see how close she got to the eventual winner in Fairhouse, given the way she was veered off track? It was extraordinary. I mean, she ran across her hurdles on more than one occasion, giving away ground on what is a big galloping track, and it's hard to give away ground in races like that and still be competitive after jumping the last. So she has a huge engine, just got to get the steering straight. Hopefully going left-handed is the key. It will be a lot easier for Paul to ride her left-handed. The Boodles, Fred Winter hurl, of course, juvenile handicap hurl, Gaelic Warrior. Yeah, we bought a nice horse out of France called Gaelic Warrior, and we just thought he's qualified for this race, and we'll keep it in mind for him. And we were happy enough not to run him, so he's done lots of schooling over Irish English hurdles. He's used to jumping French hurdles. When he gets back into race mode, he might go down to the first in Cheltenham and think it's a French hurdle, and then he's what looks a nice handicap mark mightn't be. And the fact that he hasn't had runs in a handicap scenario might count against him. So I mean, there are lots of people telling you that he's thrown into the weights, but I'm looking at all the negatives, and in a graded race you might have less runners and things might be a lot easier. In a handicap, they're going to jump out and go like hell, and if he misses any of the first 3 hurdles, that might be his chance gone straight away, no matter what price you think you backed him at. So we're just hoping that we have the right weight and we have enough schooling done. and you know, that's where we are with him. It's a gamble, but that's what everything is. We were taking a gamble not running him to preserve our weight, and we're hoping for the best. But he does everything nicely at home.